Forget everything you think you know about success and fulfillment. The secret to achieving more might actually be to try less. This isn't about laziness. It's about understanding a profound paradox that can unlock genuine progress and inner peace. Prepare to have your perspective on effort completely transformed. You see, there's something wonderfully absurd about the human condition. We grip tighter when we want to hold on. We push harder when the door says pull. We clench our fists around the very things we're trying to bring into being, and then we wonder why they slip through our fingers like water. Imagine you're lying in bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you absolutely must fall asleep. Perhaps you have an important appointment tomorrow. You've counted sheep. You've tried every position. And what happens? Your eyes become wider than they've been all day. Your mind races. Every position feels wrong. You're trying so hard to fall asleep that sleep has become absolutely impossible. This is the doorway into one of the most liberating insights you'll ever encounter. The philosopher Aldous Huxley called it the law of reverse effect. The harder we try with the conscious will to do something, the less we shall succeed. Now, doesn't that fly in the face of everything you've been taught? Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Apply yourself, no pain, no gain. But what if we've been looking at it backwards all along? Let me paint you a picture. A man wakes in the morning already feeling behind. Obligations pile up: work, deadlines, family responsibilities, social expectations pressing in from all sides. He rushes through breakfast, his mind already at the office, rehearsing conversations, worrying about problems yet to come. His day unfolds like a series of urgent tasks strung together by anxiety. Always something more to accomplish, someone to please, some goal to chase. He comes home exhausted, perhaps has a drink to unwind. But even then, his mind won't quiet. He lies in bed reviewing failures and planning tomorrow's campaigns. Then he does it all again. We've made a virtue out of anxiety. A man who isn't constantly striving is considered lazy, unmotivated. We wear our exhaustion like medals. I've been working 16-hour days, someone says with grim pride. I haven't had a vacation in 2 years. But here's the question. Is all this trying actually getting you where you want to be? Or are you just tired? There's a difference between genuine work and frantic activity that masquerades as productivity. You can be tremendously busy and accomplish very little. You can be moving constantly without actually going anywhere. The gospel we hear preaches effort as salvation. If you're not succeeding, you're simply not trying hard enough. Can't sleep? Try harder. Marriage falling apart? Put in more effort, not content. Work on improving yourself. As if fulfillment were just another project to be completed through sufficient determination. But the things we want most: love, peace, creative inspiration, joy, genuine connection, these aren't things you can grasp with clenched fists. They're not problems to be solved through force of will. And the more we approach them with that mindset, the more they evaporate. Have you noticed this? The job interview where you wanted the position so desperately that you came across anxious and uncertain. The party where you tried so hard to be witty that you became stiff and awkward. The more you wanted it, the more it slipped away. Think about the young man courting a woman. If he's too eager, too available, too obviously desperate for her affection, what happens? She pulls away, not because she's playing games, but because there's something in human nature that recoils from desperation. Whereas the man comfortable in himself, who isn't grasping for validation, he's interesting, he's attractive. Not because he doesn't care, but because he's not desperate. So consider this radical possibility. What if the problem isn't that you're not trying hard enough? What if the problem is that you're trying too hard? The harder you try to grasp something, the more it eludes you. It's like trying to pick up mercury with your fingers. The more pressure you apply, the more it scatters. You cannot make yourself fall asleep. Sleep is something that happens to you, not something you do. The moment you start trying, you've introduced conscious control, and that very effort keeps you awake. Sleep comes when you let go, when you surrender, or consider relaxing. You come home after a difficult day. Someone says, "Just relax." Have you noticed how utterly useless that advice is? Because the moment you try to relax, you're creating effort, creating tension. You're tensing up in the very attempt to release tension. It's like trying to smooth out ripples in water by patting them down. You just create more ripples. Happiness works the same way. The pursuit of happiness is perhaps the most self-defeating pursuit there is. Happiness isn't something you achieve by aiming at it directly. Happiness is what emerges as a byproduct of being engaged in something meaningful. The instant you step back and ask yourself, "Am I happy? Am I enjoying this enough?" You've pulled yourself out of the experience, and whatever happiness was there evaporates. Let me tell you about a writer. She sits at her desk with a pad of paper and a fountain pen, determined to write something worthwhile. She's carved out the time, arranged everything just so. She puts pen to paper, a sentence emerges. She crosses it, out another sentence. That one's no good either. The harder she tries to find the perfect words, the more forced and lifeless everything becomes. She spends the entire morning producing nothing but frustration and crumpled paper. Then days later, she's washing dishes, not thinking about writing at all, just feeling the warm water on her hands. And suddenly, there it is, the perfect opening line. The whole structure reveals itself effortlessly. What happened? The conscious effort was blocking the creative process. Her conscious mind, with all its fears and judgments, was standing in the way. Only when she stopped trying could natural creativity flow through her. There's a part of you, call it intuition, call it the unconscious, that knows how to do things. Think about how easily control slips away when we overthink. The more we plan, rehearse, and force life to match our expectations, the more we lose touch with the present moment. We confuse effort with effectiveness, mistaking tension for progress. Have you ever prepared the perfect speech in your head, only for the real conversation to go sideways? That's the mind's illusion of control, the belief that if we just think hard enough, reality will obey. But life doesn't work that way. The tighter we grip, the more we interfere. True clarity arrives only when the mind settles, when we stop stirring the muddy water. The more we force decisions, the cloudier they get. Sometimes, we need stillness more than strategy. In love, creativity, or performance, the same paradox holds. The artist who stops trying to impress and simply creates, the athlete who stops over-controlling every move, they both enter flow, that effortless zone where doing and being merge. The Chinese philosophers called this wu-wei, effortless action, like water flowing around a rock. It doesn't resist, yet nothing can stop it. It doesn't force outcomes, but it shapes mountains over time. This isn't passivity. It's intelligence aligned with nature. The sailor can't control the wind, but he can set his sails. The farmer can't command the rain, but he can prepare the soil. Effort becomes graceful when it works with life instead of against it. Fulfillment, then, isn't a finish line, it's presence in motion. Like the monk who said, "Before enlightenment, I chopped wood and carried water. After enlightenment, I chopped wood and carried water." The actions didn't change, the awareness did. Our culture worships relentless doing. But nature breathes in and out, there's effort and release. motion, and rest. You can't inhale forever. The pause between breaths is what keeps you alive. Maybe success isn't about reaching further, but relaxing into what's already here. Maybe trying less isn't weakness, it's wisdom. The river doesn't strain to reach the ocean. It simply flows there. So, stop fighting yourself. Trust that the same intelligence that makes trees grow and waves break also lives in you. Let life unfold through you, not against you. Breathe, let go. Because the moment you stop trying so hard to live, you finally start living.